Well, this is Ray, and I'm doing this walk out here in the middle of the night. I got to get to the other side of town tonight, and I think I finally arrived at something. I've just been doing this videotaping, so here we are. This one I might use. That if you talk about foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. There's a couple different things about that. And first off, that I'm not just making it up like a story and then I'm telling the story about that to somebody. Because if you check back, you would see that the story is all the way back to the Savior, Jesus Christ. And it's the words actually that he's talking about. You know what I mean? That it's not a story from your own mind. And the other thing about that is that we don't remember it from school, from when we were kids, with our teachers, with our great teachers, our wonderful teachers. When did somebody tell me that foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head? And so it's kind of strange, but you learned it from a homeless guy, you know, and you're learning it from a homeless guy that foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. And I'm going to myself, well, this is strange. And I'm teaching the class, you know, so it's a little odd, you know. And so the question being, like, do you think that it matters if you believe that or not? Okay. Do you think that it matters either way if anybody listens to me or not? And my opinion, and well, you know, my opinion for that subject, and it would be probably an interesting discussion and maybe an important discussion, you know, because it's really what people seem to be. I think it's what we're talking about, you know. Do you believe that it matters if you have an opinion about that? You know, and for me, I would say that in my position, it's like, oh, what about the story of Lazarus and the rich man? I mean, what did he teach that for? You know, because he was trying to save Lazarus' life. You see what I mean? And so for me, for that discussion, with me teaching the class, and I do go to the story of Lazarus and the rich man. No, because you're actually trying to save his life. He was saying these things for like some kind of a reason, you know, because we're not just talking to hear ourselves talk or whatever that is. And maybe you have an opinion or a different perspective, you know, maybe there's more than just my perspective, just this one particular opportunity, you know. It's, do you think it matters either way? Like what your opinion is, or what people's opinions are when you say foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. What's the whole thing about opinions and what opinions are worth?